welcome back to another day of BGC TV. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Kelly. It's our very last week of our show, so we thought it was time for an extra special theme.
Have you guys ever heard of the book or movie Around the World in 80 Days? Well, we thought that sounded way too easy, so the theme for this week is Around the World in 5 Days.
Each day we'll be traveling to a new continent and exploring all it has to offer. We'll tell you about everything from the food they eat to the cool places you can go.
I'm so excited, Kelly. I love traveling.
Me too. Where are we going first, Elizabeth?
Our first stop is Europe.
Yes, I love Europe.
I know, I can't wait. Should we go catch our plane?
Let's do it. We're off to the airport, but the rest of the team is already waiting for us there. Let's head to Kaylee, who's ready to tell us all about some of the special traditions they have in Europe.
Over to you, Kaylee.
Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the famous traditions they do in Europe. Everyone has traditions. Maybe your family even has some of their own. A tradition is something that is said or done and passed down through generations, mostly for special occasions. In Europe, Christmas lasts much longer than a day. The day stretches well over a month to fit all the festivities in. Christmas starts on the 8th of December with a feast. Another thing that happens on the 8th is the beating of the Tio de Nadal, or Christmas log. Now bear with me because this could sound a little strange. Every night until the 24th of December, children feed the happy log with dried fruit and nuts. They also cover up Tio de Nadal with a blanket so he stays warm. Then, come Christmas Eve, the little log is brought out and beaten with sticks by children while they sing a traditional song. After this, the children look under the blanket to find that the log has pooped out lots of treats. Another tradition happens on the 22nd of December. There's a big lottery draw called El Gordo, which is covered on the television and on radio, where lots of people win money. Pretty cool, right? Traditions are based on your beliefs and the things passed down from other generations. Thanks, guys, for tuning in for traditions today. Be sure to comment below and let us know some of your family's traditions. Now let's get back with Kelly and Elizabeth to hear about some tasty foods.
Welcome back, guys. Elizabeth and I are here in Paris, where we've stopped for a quick snack. Food here is delicious, but we've noticed that there are tons of delicious and famous foods all over Europe.
Yep, like the pierogies from Poland. They're little dumplings that can be filled with pretty much anything. Cheese, potatoes, or even fruit. No one is quite sure where they came from, but they're a big part of Polish culture.
They sure are. My family is Polish, and we love pierogies. Another delicious one is Belgian waffles. These are the extra big and fluffy waffles that you can usually get with strawberries and whipped cream, and they used to be sold at the World Fair for just $1.
Nice! I love waffles. I also love cheese. You've probably heard of Swiss cheese, right? Well, the people in Switzerland also came up with cheese fondue. If you haven't heard of fondue, it's basically a big pot of melted cheese that you can dip stuff into. People do fondue with other stuff like melted chocolate now, too.
Man, Elizabeth, this is making me hungry.
We should hop over to Switzerland later and get some cheese.
Let's fondue it.
All right, Kelly, you want to tell us about the last one?
Sure. The last one is a very rare and special food that you've probably never heard of before. Are you ready? It's pizza.
Wow.
Okay, I was just kidding. You've definitely heard of this one before. But you might not have known that pizza didn't start in America. It started in Italy. It's been around for a long time, since people started adding toppings to the flatbread that they ate. It didn't come to America until Italian immigrants came over in the late 1800s, and they brought their pizza recipes with them. Now it's everywhere.
Wow, who knew? Pizza is such a classic American food.
I know, right? Well, it's time for a quick commercial, and then we're going to head over to Joe, who's waiting for you in Greece.
Everyone knows that the pizza comes from Italy, so why not get your pizza straight from there? This is Leaning Tower of Pisa, the most authentic pizza in the world, and you can get it anywhere in the world. We make our pizzas fresh and ship them to you right away. Just look at some of our best customers.
Oh, yum, yum, yum.
Don't those look tasty? Be sure to order online at shipthepizza.com.
What would you think if you had a building that was made for you? You would probably be weirded out, or maybe kind of happy? Well, the place we're going to talk about was made for one person only. The Acropolis was built for one reason, or rather a single person, a long time ago. The Acropolis is located on this flat rock that lies just above the city of Athens in Greece. It was built for the patron Athena, who is one of the Greek goddesses. The building wasn't the only part that was there. A long time ago, there was actually a wall all the way around the Acropolis. If you look at this building now, you might be wondering what was so great about the building. Why were people going there to worship Athena? Well, nowadays the Acropolis isn't in its full glory. When it was first built, the Acropolis was a beautiful red and blue, but before long that changed. So, what happened that made the Acropolis look the way it does today? Well, that would be some attacks. A cannonball was fired from some army that was trying to take over the Acropolis. It missed, but hit something else that made a huge explosion. Over the many years since the Acropolis was built, there has been many things. A home to kings, a citadel, a home for the Greek gods, and now it's a tourist attraction. Who we think originally built and lived in the Acropolis was a group of people called the Mycenaeans. That's all the time left. Hopefully, one day we can see what the Acropolis would originally look like when it was first built. Next up is Kelly and Elizabeth.
Thanks, Joe. That was great.
We're here at the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Pisa, Italy.
Isn't this place so cool? Look at all the tourists. While we're here, we should talk about all the famous landmarks found around Europe.
Good idea, Kelly. Since we're here at this very famous landmark, let's talk about it first.
All right. So the Leaning Tower of Pisa has been around for hundreds of years, and it's actually a bell tower. Inside is a spiral staircase with 297 steps.
Want to race to the top?
No, thank you.
All right. Well, why does it lean?
Well, it actually started leaning during construction because the ground was marshy and squishy, but it was too late to fix it, so they just built it this way. Back in 1920, they put cement around the bottom to keep it standing so people can climb the steps to the top. It's one of the most popular tourist attractions in Italy. Too bad we don't have time to go up there today.
That is seriously so neat. I want to talk about the Eiffel Tower next. The Eiffel Tower is located in Paris, France, and is one of the most recognized landmarks in the world. Something really cool about the Eiffel Tower is there are actual restaurants on the first and second levels.
Huh, I want to eat there. I bet the food's great. In England, there's a really cool place to visit called Big Ben. It looks like a giant clock, but it's also a bell tower. It rings at the start of every hour all day long. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's great. I think it's time for me to go see it.
Well, before we go see it, I want to talk about one more cool landmark in Europe, the Colosseum.
Wait, isn't Joe there now?
Oh, yeah, we'll hear about the Colosseum later.
But for now, let's head over to Kaylee for her wellness tip.
Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit more about back to school and getting into a routine. As school gets closer, you're probably getting more and more anxious. It's probably so exciting, but so overwhelming at the same time. Well, I want to remind you guys to make sure you are getting the right amount of sleep every night, so that way you wake up with lots and lots of energy every day. Also, keeping a positive attitude about school and yourself. I know doing work for school can get stressful and overwhelming, but you have to keep a positive mindset about yourself and the work you do. Be confident in the things you do. Even if you do something wrong, learn from it. Figure out what you did wrong and fix it for next time. I know things like school can be stressful, but you got this. Last thing, when you are back in school and you are doing schoolwork, if you don't understand something, ask for help. It is never a bad thing to ask for help. Asking for help to understand something better is way more effective than trying to do it on your own, because you can always ask your teacher, a family member, or even anyone at the Boys and Girls Club to help you understand something. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to smile. Bye!
Whenever I'm packing for a trip, I can't seem to fit all my stuff into one bag or one suitcase. And if only someone was able to make a suitcase or a bag that could fit an infinite amount of things. Oh wait, I did. And this is the Poppins bag. It can fit anything and everything. It's perfect for someone who overpacks like me. It can fit, anything, like my tripod. Perfect for this. Can't find a bag that fits it. So this bag is perfect. Fits everything I need. And it's custom made for every person. I mean, it's my favorite color. Call 1-800-MARY-POPPINS to place an order for you today.
How much of Rome do you all know about? Well, do you know about one of their most famous tourist attractions, the Colosseum? You may not know about the Colosseum, but you may have heard about the people that would fight in the Colosseum, the gladiators. In many movies, the gladiators are seen as cruel, and when they fought, only one person survived. That just isn't the case. The gladiators fought in a place called the Colosseum, which was built 2,000 years ago. And at the time, it was one of the largest stadiums. It could hold 80,000 people. The ruler, Titus, got to be the first ruler to open up the Colosseum. The Colosseum would have 100 days of games that would include gladiatorial fights, which were gladiator fights, were like a sport event, and people would cheer for specific gladiators. That's a lot of what happened in the Colosseum, but how does it look? When it was new, the Colosseum stood 160 feet tall. Other Colosseums were built into hills, but this one stood on its own. It was made out of stone and concrete and had the arches that Rome is known for. Sadly, after a while, the Colosseum stopped being used and it started to crumble. Even though the Colosseum isn't in its full glory, its time isn't over yet. Unlike my time, which is done for the day. Next up is Elizabeth and Kelly, who are in Europe right now.
Hi guys, welcome back. We're here in a little village in Germany to talk about what life is really like in Europe.
Something really cool about living in Europe is there are so many different people who live such different lives. You get to meet a wide variety of people.
Also, countries are so close, so you can take a quick trip to another country on the weekends. When people live different lives, we tend to say different cultures, and there are many different cultures here in Europe.
That is so true.
Another awesome thing about Europe is that they use lots of trains and buses, and they're actually pretty clean. There are many trains that are kind of like the Front Runner here in Utah that take you all over to different countries. It is a super awesome and convenient way to travel to different places.
That is pretty awesome. I think the coolest thing is that there are 24 different languages spoken in Europe. The top 4 are Russian, German, French, and English. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. If you were there, what language would you speak?
Elizabeth, I speak English, so I definitely speak French there.
Okay, well that made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Well, fine.
Anyways, back to Europe. Europe sounds like it's perfect. The people are friendly. There's public transportation. You can even learn different languages. It sounds amazing.
Well, there are definitely some flaws, like you have to pay to use a public bathroom.
Well, if that's the worst thing they have going on, I think they're doing pretty great.
Well, you make a good point.
I know.
Speaking of paying, what do they use for money here?
That's a great question, Kelly. The most commonly used currency is the euro. It's used in 19 countries.
I mean, the name sure does make sense. Get it?
Yeah, that was really funny.
Good.
Well, that's it for our visit to Europe. Tomorrow we're off to a new destination, Asia.
Leave a comment down below and let us know what you would want to do if you ever got a chance to visit Europe.
And be sure to check out the link outs to learn Chinese with Marty and make bridges with Kelly.
We'll see you guys at our next stop tomorrow.
Bye.